Hi everyone, this is Ava Lake. Thank you for joining my Discord and my Patreon channel. Very happy to have you here. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on sample packs. Hilariously enough, I've already done a trial tutorial of this. Unfortunately, it stopped recording because my hotkey for turning off OBS recording is 4. And I named one of the folders in the beginning of the tutorial 2024, which is really funny. But I'm going to show you the folder I made on my desktop. It's under my samples. I named this Ava Samples. Here's my 2024 folder. Inside, I'm going to be making samples that I took from a session I had a week ago. My friend, hilariously from junior high, came over and she has this synth called the Grandmother, and we just played around on there and got to create all these different sounds, and I haven't been able to have time to make a sample pack until now, and I thought, okay, I have all these sounds, how do I kind of categorize them and get them ready to be used for future projects. And here's a great thing about creating your own sample packs. You can always reuse sounds from previous sessions, which means that you're kind of creating your own artist library of how you like your sounds to sound. And you can use them in, in different projects that come up. I just think it's a great way to grow your own personal sound. Also, I wanted to rename this. It might not let me. But we're in B flat minor. Okay, yeah. We'll rename later, but I do think it's also a really great idea to get in the habit of naming your sample packs with the key that they're in. So when you go to access the sounds later, you're gonna know what key everything's in, which will just ultimately help you have a more cohesive sound. I like to make music in key. Alright, when we click in here, these are some of the sounds I made when I tried to record the first tutorial, lol. But the great thing is there's tons more sounds in this session that I haven't made sounds out of yet. So, I'll play you a little bit of what it sounds like. We did this in one session, so it's really not put together, just a quick idea. And also I have the stuff turned on, so let's turn this off. Let's see. Sound very good. There's a different bass. Really basic. Actually, this is the kick. And these are claps. Claps. Is this? This is. Yeah. Claps. And I'm going to put this in the top loops. And I'm going to rename them. Also, something just to get in the habit of, and I'm just organizing right here because I do think it's really good to organize before you start doing all the rest of the fun. This is nothing. Let's get rid of that. Kick and low end. I really just call this low end. Low end. And then let's make this all the same color. Also, hot take. Make your groups the same color, because make your groups Like, this is going to be a percussion group. Percussion. Everything in percussion should be the same color, in my opinion, because then I'm not getting too distracted by what else is going on. Everyone has their ways. That's what works for me. All right, and then we can do assign track color to group tracks and clips, which will make that all purple. Yay. I pulled this out earlier. Okay, so now we've got percussion, we've got low end, but really we're gonna look at these bass, and I have some like bass playing. So that sounds cool, but that's definitely not a bass sound. So I'm gonna pull that out. Let's maybe pull that into synth loops. But actually there's processing on those synth loops, so let's actually take it out. Maybe we'll go here, group these as synths, and then so we know that these are synths. Let's change the color from this purpley to maybe hot pink. Who doesn't love hot pink? Assign color. And then we can take it out of this group. Let's see what these are too. That's kind of like got bass and a synth sound, but let's just put it in a synth for now. Again, just organizing here. That's definitely a synth sound. Where do our synths go? Synths. We've got so much going on. That's a synth sound. Let's minimize those. What's this? Okay, so this is where we had the instrument coming in, the grandmother coming in. I'm actually going to turn this off because some of these tracks have been like messing up when I've exported for some reason. I don't really know why. We're going to put those in bass because those look like bass patterns. This also looks like a bass pattern. This is definitely synth. We're just going to pull those down into the synth. Right here. Okay, cool. So like a lot of pre-exporting sample pack type stuff is just organizing. Organize your stuff. This I didn't need. These were some of the samples that I was kind of picking. So like, we'll rename these sorted samples. I haven't decided what I want to do with these yet, so I'm just gonna minimize them. This is a trick, so I'll quickly run through this. I have these long, super long takes. Right here is from the grandmother. We just like modulated the different parameters on the synth and made these different sounds. You can hear it's like a pitch bend up, just trying different things. So this is kind of where I'm going to be like taking a lot of sounds to like make the samples for the sample pack, but something you can do if you just want to like mess around, get some new ideas flowing, not get stuck in a session. What I did is I said slice to new MIDI. Okay, and now it's slicing. That's essentially what these two are. This is a slice and this is a slice, and now we have just made this slice. And there's this plugin that you can download from Ableton's website called Skinnerbox. Boom. And you can bring that in, turn it on, and then if we listen to this, you see that it's playing. If I press this smiley face, it'll change what are playing. The density is like kind of the length. And if I like something, I can record it to audio. So I could press resample and then press a record button. Also, for those who use the resample or haven't before, if you ever want to resample from one channel, make sure that it's soloed, because if you don't have it soloed, then your resampling will record everything that is playing. And then I could resample. Let's see. I don't really like this one. Ah. That one, and I just record. And I do Skinner box, slice loop, because that's what it is. Also, our colors are not jiving for me here. As I said before, I like it to be all kind of one color. And we'll assign, yay, everything's pink. What are these? Are these synths or basses? Nothing. Nothing. Sounds like a bass. Bass idea. Bass idea too. Bass patterns. When I was in the session, I just kind of wanted to, like, again, flush out ideas quickly, keep the ball rolling, so I wasn't organizing as much. But after the session, it's like I definitely want to keep things like more organized. I'm gonna put these are both like, let's listen real quick. That's definitely more of a synth. And then these are both like synth creations. And then the sorted samples are also going to be more synth based. So now we can take that out of the base and then make it all of our pretty colors. Our pretty color pink that we've chosen for our synths. Yay, organized. Get rid of this. What's this? That looks like nothing. Bye. These are probably more synth ideas. But since they're outside and these kind of sound maybe different, let's call them, these are going to be Serum synth ideas. Just so I keep the synths a little bit separate, because then we can, you know, focus in on one thing and not be too confused about everything that's going on. These were we were trying to record the MIDI in from the like actual hardware, and it wasn't working super great. Honestly, I'm not sure what I want to do with that. Cool, detune. That's definitely a synth, so we'll put that in the synth. I made some quick vocals here, so we'll rename vocals, and we'll make those orange. All right, and then here are some other, we'll call these pads, because these are kind of more like pad sounds. Actually, these are some of the ones I made earlier. Pads. And then these ones were all samples that I made in the first video that didn't record. samples 1. And we'll make more samples. And I just need to deal with these. Let's see. So pretty. Very cool. A lot of that sound is coming from Crystallizer, which is like growing as the sound goes on. So it's like adding these delays. So when it first comes in, kind of like grows. Okay. Synth pluck. I don't know why that's limiter. Arc. Twinkle. Okay. And we'll just put these in a pack here. Group. What did I do? Group. I made another return track by accident. Cool. We're gonna call this MISC for right now, and then we can come back to it when we so desire. But first we need to focus in on some synth or some sample creation. We'll call these raw audio. Just raw audio that we got from the synth, the grandmother. And okay, so now that everything's a little bit more organized, let's turn off the low end. We're gonna turn off percussion. Bass and low end can actually go in the same category because I group those and process those together. We'll keep them different colors just for now because there's a lot in that bass group, and I could benefit from them being different. I'll come back and like make them more cohesive. We're gonna turn off the percussion for now. I'm also gonna turn off these pads and the serum, and then we're just gonna go back into synths. This grand, we can pull that in here. All right, so now we've got our synths. We want to focus in on some of these longer clips. So this one I blew up already, and what I mean by that is see how this and this are essentially the same one. This is just a shorter version of this. See how this one waveform is smaller? It says 0 dB, but if you press Control J, it'll consolidate. I'm not gonna do it, but then you can double click it. We could actually maybe do it with this one. Consolidate. And it'll show us what the actual like decibel level is in Ableton. So see, this says negative 9.25. It's a good way to like kind of mix as you go. Let's see. Let's turn this on. Also, like, why are all of these like that? We're gonna call this Skinner 1, Skinner 1. Actually, this is Skinner 3. Skinner 2. And Skinner 1. So those are the effects. I'm gonna put those all in one pack so that if I wanna like do some creation with randomized, that randomizer plugin, then I know where to go. It's all about creating tools for yourself. Skinner, turn that off. These are some of the samples I made earlier. I'm gonna make this the same color as everything else. And what is this again? All right, sorted samples, Skinner. Okay, so this is one of the loops I made from Skinnerbox. Now, why don't we try and make an effect from this? You can make effects so many different ways. But let's go. So it's a melody loop. I can just do resample, put on the record. So now I'm recording from this. And then I'm just hearing like maybe I want some echo vibe. And maybe I want to use this as something that's gonna like land after the chorus. Then maybe I have this little like bop, ba, da, ba, ba, ba. So maybe we bring an echo. That's kind of nice. And I can move this in real time. So if I start it here, then I can click back on that channel. And I kind of created that in real time. You have to go a little quick, but it's kind of fun. And then we can consolidate. Consolidate. And now we have a new little vibe here. Maybe I just kind of want that like trickly end part. I'm changing my fixed grid. I do this a lot while I produce because I think it's good to keep your sound should be musical, and sometimes when we're working so much in the grid we can kind of like lose track of like that we're making music. So I like to turn the grid to different ones all the time just to kind of give me a new vantage point. So let's hear. I kind of just want that. And then honestly, I'm gonna Control J again, and look, we're at -18, so like we can make it a lot louder. And now this effect is kind of working for me, and we just made a cool echo effect. I'm gonna keep it that loud because who knows, maybe I'm gonna want to use this differently for whatever it is I'm working on. I'm also going to keep this little tail because I think a lot of times when you're trying to make a transition, you kind of almost want the transition to be like teased before it fully comes in. Like in music, it's kind of a conversation between a lot of different elements. So I don't mind that this has a tail. I am going to make this a little smaller. I think the key is to try and keep it as musical as you can. So I'm going to export this. If you click the top, see how everything just got highlighted? We'll go to export audio, and because I selected this, it's selected the start. So it starts at 17.4 more or less, and then the length, which it's about 2 bars, has been selected. So when we export this, it should be exported this full little clip we have here. So we'll call this trickle echo. Trickle echo, and it's a transition. I think coming up with the idea of where you want to have it will help. Because again, you're trying to make building blocks, and maybe, you know, you could do this for so many different reasons. You could be building a sample pack so you could sell it online. You could be building a sample pack so you create your own sound. You could be, you know, trying to share with a collaboration and use the same sounds so you have a cohesive, song. There's so many great reasons why you'd make your own sample packs. Okay, so we just exported that, and let's see, we called it trickle echo transition. Oh, look at that. Oh, it got perfectly exported. So here it is. Amazing. Fabulous. Okay, so we're gonna call this trickle echo transition. And we're gonna put this into our sorted samples because those are the samples that we already made. So now I'm not gonna look at those anymore. I'm gonna be like, okay, I made those. Again, this is for the creation of the song. And I would also say mentally, if you're trying to figure out like, what do I do right now? Like, do I write the lyrics of the song? Do I write the melody? Do I get a vocalist? Do I become the vocalist? Do I write the structure? Do I work on transitions? One thing at a time, focus on one thing at a time. So if you're in the place where you're making a sample pack, you're working on the sound design. So put yourself with your sound design hat on and say, okay, I'm not gonna focus on the building of the song yet. I'm not gonna focus on all the like little story details. I'm just gonna focus on what do I want this song to sound like, and how can I prepare myself? How can I best prepare myself? And we can honestly write down a little bit about what songs kind of have. And just so you know, this is my Ableton log. What I do, and I highly recommend for most people, when I open up a new Ableton session, I start an Ableton log on a new date, and I put in the key of the song, and then maybe I'll put in the lyrics, and then I'll try and log what I'm doing. So when I try and re-enter the session, I'm like right back into the flow state. I'm like, oh, let me just pick up right where I left off. It's super helpful, and I think it just keeps your it keeps you invited into the work that you've been working on. So, like, let's break down what a good song has. We're gonna have, this is subjective, but this is what I think a good song has. Vocals, a beat, a verse, or build section, chorus, or drop section. And I write all these because I'm like straddling writing dance music and kind of pop music and trying to find my own feelings in that. Sound selection, arrangement. So these can be addressed in so many different ways. Like you could write you could have a full like vocal song and like piano accompaniment that is like the bare bones of the song. Or you could have, like in this, we have vocals, a little bit of a beat, and then all these sounds to work with. And because this was a new synth that I was working with, that was kind of taking the like center stage for me. So I was like, okay, cool, I have all these sounds from a synth that I don't usually use. How do I kind of highlight the synth? So that's when it's like, okay, well, we've got this like cool sound selection, but it hasn't really been digested. It's just like a lot of raw information that we need to like come up with a plan for. So right now we're kind of moving from the sound selection and sound design part. And then for me, I'm gonna build this song after I kind of get all these sounds ready. Like, I think it's really important, like, have a session where you build all the sounds. Don't worry about anything except building the sounds. Keep in mind what you might use the sounds for. Like, I'm gonna want risers, I'm gonna want downers, which are like, or sweeps. I'm gonna want transition effects. Like, I want little ear candy. And maybe some like melodic ideas. I write that with an asterisk because I'm like not sure. Like, there's some really cool ideas in here. I might want to use what we created, or I might want to like repurpose to something I like more. And I am under the impression that like I always kind of like to build a song around vocals. So I have all these synths and I'm trying to like process them in a way that I think are going to be helpful for like building the whole song. However, when I do write like concrete vocals, I want the vocals to be the center point and everything else kind of like live around it. So I want the synths to complement the vocals. Okay. So, cool. We made one trickle effect. We're gonna make, so let's be strategic. Right now, in our first round of recording this video, I made bass hits. So I can use the bass that I recorded and then repurpose them. I made a downer, I made another like little transition, and then a riser and another transition. So I think that what we should worry about is some ear candy, which are kind of like transitions or little bloops and blops that we think are going to add. Maybe some synth plucks. Like we have these cool like, or synth pads. Synth pads. We have these cool like sounds. I really like that. And if we want to find out like what key that's in, not what key because we already chose our key, but what note this is playing. So it's G, and then it's going down to like an F. And I'm gonna take this from up there. I'm consolidating it so I can make it louder. Beautiful. I'm going to turn this off so we're not getting two inputs, and I'm going to turn this down so it doesn't hurt our ears. This is kind of a detuned pad sound. Cool. I honestly think I just want to export that as our like pad sound. See how it doesn't start right away? That could be great. That could be not what we want. I'm going to pull it just a tad bit closer because I like things to be a little bit more on the fixed grid. And then since we highlighted it, we should be able to just go right here to export. It should be right where we want it. Let's press export, and we're going to call this detune pad. Detune pad, what was it, G to F? Sorry. Again, I really think it's helpful to put on a tuner. Like, cause then you're gonna know, like, if something's not working, you're like, well, let me just G to F, okay. If something's not working, let me check where I'm at, like, what am I, so you have to highlight this again to get it exported. G to F. Export. Detune pad G to F. And let's make sure that that worked. I'm just showing you so we can see that what we just did worked. Detune. Okay, amazing, it worked. Now, maybe we want one of these other ones. Got that one? Same thing. I wish that this had like longer. Like that's kind of cool. Maybe we want that. Let's consolidate. Goodness. Turn this down so our ears aren't bleeding. That's cool. Maybe we'll kind of soothe this in a little bit. And then let's bring in our tuner. See where we're working. A sharp to G sharp. Cool. Let's export this. Should be right there. Detune A sharp to G sharp. Let's see if there are any other little, well, let's listen. Maybe we'll put our vocals on.
Down we go, sound and noise, follow blow, and ways we.
Cool if we could. I kind of like that end. I feel like we could use that. We just need to process. We'll rename this to Detune Pad 2. And then this will be Detune Pad 3. But we're going to try and stretch this, so maybe it works a little bit better. To stretch it, you press Shift, and then this little arrow parentheses thing pops up, and you can kind of pull it. You just have to pull, pull, and then release your mouse first, then release your finger from Shift. Kind of makes it a little weird. But ways we could finesse this that might help. We can kind of automate this so that end part is a little drawn out. And like less like crunkly. Now it sounds better. Let's consolidate and build that up, turn it down so we don't die. And again, if we wanted to, I mean, I think we should export it like this, but if we wanted another take, I have an idea. So let's export this first. Let's bring our tuner in. What are we working with? F to G. Export. Export. F to G. Which is kind of fun because in our sample pack we have G to F, and now we have F to G. The other idea I had was we could put a little echo on the end there. But actually, you know, I've been liking to use one of these presets. I kind of like the clean delay, and I like, might be delay. Clean delay? Yeah. Delay, eighth notes, and then we'll automate it. So, we'll make a new one real quick. Resample. And I'm going to kind of do this as we go. You can start wherever, so you give yourself a little time to click back over, and then I'm going to up this dry wet. Sounds pretty. Cool. And then again, we can consolidate, because as we can see, that signal went down. It's because there's reverb and delay on it. We'll bring that back up. Now we have a cool little, now it's a little bit more affected detune. See, again, we're just doing some of the work for us. Detune, F to G affected. And just F to G. Yeah. Alright, so we have that highlighted, and we want to export just this, so we're going to solo it. If you don't solo it, it will also pick up whatever else is right in this channel. So go up to solo it, export, export, F to G, echo, verb. Cool. And turn that off, turn that off. Let's turn these off. So we just made these, now we can put these in our sorted samples because we've created them. Just keep it nice and clean. Also, sorted samples, we can also create like a sorted raws. So like, we're going through all these sounds and maybe we work through a sound and we're like, okay, we're not going to take any more. We have enough samples from this that we don't need to go back to it. Also the serum. I don't know why these did this. Slicer. We'll pull it, we're just going to pull this in here. Pluck idea. Pluck idea. Cool. Make that quiet. That's cool. These are like not loud enough, so I can't really hear what's going on, so we're gonna make them bigger. You're getting some of that spring reverb, which kind of sounds cool. Let's play it. Let's play it with kind of the like rough thing we got going on. Okay, so this is the one that we just took samples from. I'm actually gonna make a group that's called Sorted Raws. So that's kind of what I described earlier, where it's like we've already made some samples from this. We don't want to go back to it right now. So we can kind of put it off to the side. Sorted Raws. And we'll put that up here. So now we're like, okay, cool, we did that. And we did it to this one too, so that can go in there. All right, we're making progress. That's that cool sound we made. Maybe we want to bring it in there. So because this is kind of like where our synths are all being like, we're creating the samples, but we've made some samples where we're like, damn, that's cool. And we maybe want to try out some ideas and see like if we can make some more educated moves. We kind of like that. So I'm just elongating that, and I also think it could use some reverb. And I'm just getting a little sidetracked by building, because I'm like, and also we can, I feel like it should be longer. Let's see what happens when we pull it out that long. Because honestly, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do with this cool synth? Like, how can I be strategic about what I take from it as a sample in the context of this song? Let's look at our bass hit for a sec. What the heck is playing? I'm going to pull this up because that's what we're listening to. Every other part of that bass group is muted. is like testing synth ideas. Let's pull that other one we had in. We had the G to F. We could try the F to G, or we could try... Actually, let's try the F, just to see.
We go, sound and noise, follow, blow, and away.
Maybe
We go, sound and noise, follow, blow, and ways we talk.
it doesn't work as well stretched, in my opinion. So instead of stretching it, because what I'm kind of hearing is like the G here, and then the F here, and then the F here, and then to the G, kind of. But maybe we... Maybe we'll try this one, the A to... Because maybe that's what we want instead. Maybe we'll layer them. I think both of these could use some like... Kind of makes a pretty chord. It needs like a little bit more. You need to be farther. Alright, now let's listen to what we were trying to affect. So I can already see that this is like off grid a bit. So like, let's get in there and put it on grid. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you see how this starts here? I feel like maybe it should start here. I don't know, but we're just gonna try. Since we already have a bass, I don't know if I want all this sound. But actually, so sometimes what I do for songs is like during the chorus or drop, especially for dance music, you kind of want like something filling the background space, something that maybe you don't even know is there. Sometimes I do that with white noise. But this might be a good one as long as we cut out some of the low end, because honestly we want to protect our low end at most costs, because if we use too much low end in that aside from the kick and the bass, then it's going to be too muddy. So that's an EQ. I just took out everything. Honestly, we could probably go up to like 400. Let's listen. I kind of like it without that like bump bump bump. And also if we like made it staticky and drowned it out more. So let's see. If we verb it, we're making an effect. We're gonna verb it and we're gonna static it. Static. Vinyl distortion. Make sure it's on the right channel here. And before we do that, I want to find where these bleeps are. And so it looks like these are the bleeps. So honestly, we're going to want to delete that. And we just want this weird waveform. No. We just want that growl. So yeah, we just kind of want that, not none of those clicky pops, if we can help it. And we can make this smaller. We don't need that. We can just use one bar. Alright, so we'll just make sure we'll want this one crossfaded. Make sure all these are crossfaded so it doesn't sound like it's just dropping off. Just need to do it on these. Let's drive up. A little crackle, don't need much. Now we've just got some ambiance. Let's resample this. And we'll be able to use this as kind of like texture for our track. Join. I'm consolidating. Or trying to. Nice. Cool, now we have some fun static. We'll turn this off because if you don't turn off vinyl distortion and you have the volume up on the crackle, you'll hear that throughout your track. Annoying. We'll call this Crackle Maker. And this is texture. So we're gonna export this texture. It's great because like here's with it. Here's without it. You can feel it. It just like feels like there's less going on. There's less like vibe. So let's solo this, let's export it, because guess what? If we make another track that is kind of like for an EP and we want to bring that EP vibe, then we can use the same texture loop and it'll instantly bring our next song into the same realm. Hack the system, make your own sample packs, reuse your samples, make your own sound. Mic drop. Thank you very much. Makes me so happy to see that we're still recording because 3 minutes in, it stopped recording last time. But look, I'm a work in progress. So are you. We're just in this together, okay? Sometimes we just fail before we win. And life's not about winning, it's about the journey. Alright. I'm going to put this into, well, where do we put it? We're going to put the Crackle Maker into sorted raws because we sorted it. And then we're going to put texture into, we're going to turn it off, turn it into sorted samples. Again, I'm doing it this way because I'm doing it this way. You could keep it alive, but I kind of want to bring in new, I want to bring in the samples from how we exported it, just to kind of illustrate. Cool. Vibes. consolidate and then turn it down. Mixing is a weird thing. I consolidate and then put the gain up and then turn it down again. It's redundant, but I'm trying to figure out like levels. And I think texture loops should be like lower, and we're gonna make our own effect, because these are gonna be acting as more effects. Group effect. So I'm kind of like roughly building right now, which I know I kind of said like choose a lane, but because we had this synth, well, we took it from here actually, which I still want to do something with, but I didn't know what to do with this. So then I was like, well, maybe I need more context to know what to do with it. So that's when I started building out a little bit more an idea. So I'm like, okay, well, how do I fill in that idea? Music is like that. Sometimes you just follow where the wind blows you. I'm gonna wanna sidechain this texture. Sidechain is when you're ducking out your sound to whatever you sidechain it to. I have kickstart, so it'll duck out every time the kick comes in, which is going to be every quarter. I have these different. I kind of like a more intense sidechain for the textures. Again, usually I would use white noise here, but we made our own, and it's going to make it more of a vibe. This is also a band, changes the amount, or it changes the frequency level that you're affecting with your sidechain. Because I really just care about ducking the low end out of this, I tend to put it down around 160, and then I'll kind of mix to taste. The mix is how much sidechain, so this is like a full ducking. And then a little something more musical. And then you can change these based on what you want. Sounds good to me, but let's listen to it in the context. I also think that like I'm putting a little EQ. I think that we can again make sure all the low ends are scooped out of here. I just boosted the higher frequencies because I was like, I honestly want this to touch the higher frequencies. Like I want it to help fill out the spectrum. Also, Spectrum, just a really handy dandy tool. It's in Ableton. Spectrum. Interesting. You can put this little arrow up. We can see where our frequency spectrum is hitting. Here's the low end, here's the high end. It's kind of funny. This is 100. So, and then this is up to like between here and here are 10,000 frequencies. Between here and here are 100. I guess that's a good illustration to be like, low end, very important. Low end affects a lot. Low end takes up a lot. Higher frequencies don't take up as much. You can have way more frequencies up here and they're not going to be as intense or large as these low end frequencies. Just an observation. Listen, looking at this, we really are lacking here. Like, where the heck are our high frequencies? It's a good thing to note. Also, this is showing me we probably need a sub. We don't have a sub. Let's put a sub in real quick. We can do that multiple ways. I have Serum. Serum, you can open this up. I could just literally click sub, bring that down an octave or two. Sometimes you want to treat your sub and your bass differently, which I usually do. So I'm going to go back here, I'm going to turn off sub. Then I'm going to go down here, I'm going to make a new channel. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to look, okay, we're at 2. Maybe we'll bring these down. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just bring in Serum. And we can bring down the octave in there. Oh my god. Make sure it's in mono. I do mono legato. Also, we don't want any higher frequencies, just the lows. We can go back here, turn our EQ on, make sure we're not getting any of the highs. We just want the lows. Yeah, 100. And then this way, we'll carve out, I put 100. I'm gonna make sure this is 100, so then we're not having clash between this bass, our high-end bass, or our, we'll call this mid bass, and then this is our sub. We don't want too much frequency in the low range. Sub is probably also way too loud right now. I'm gonna turn this down. It kind of sucks. It's time to make these the same color. Boom. Boom. Let's pick a different kick. This kick blows. Just why does it blow, you may ask? The song is in B. Just an idea. Just playing around, okay? C sharp. If we detune that, but this is also in B flat. Wait, music theory. We say that this is in C sharp. C sharp is actually D flat. If we move that down a step and then down another step, half step, D flat. 1, 2, 3. I can go in here, sample, control, and move down 3 steps, which might make it perfect. We can test by using our tuner. Where are we at, brother? Yeah. I never know why it doesn't work. I feel like sometimes it's because it's not in oh look, there's E, so it's E. We don't want E, we want B. We went the wrong way, maybe. Let's go up 3, down 3, A sharp, B flat. We did it. I'm just seeing, like, instead of bringing another kick in all of a sudden, what if we used a bass as a kick? We have to make it way more like drum bass. Okay, now it's acting like a kick. We like that. We just have to make it a little bit more ambient. Also, gain stage as you go. I know we were doing sample packs, but look, I have made this video twice, and now I'm getting an idea, and you are gonna follow me because you are watching. Make sure that these are kickstarting. I'm gonna pull that up to the bass group.
We go sound and noise.
How do we make this correction?
We go
More ambient. Ah, an EQ. Bring it out. And a frickin'. Let's do a decapitator.
we go
Decapitate.
sound and noise.
Punish.
We go
Drums.
sound and noise. We
Bumpy, bumpy. like the kick that we OG started. Maybe they'll look good together. Let's record this to audio, see if we can mess it up a little bit more. I routed it. Let's call this kick 2 so it becomes very clear to you. Kick 2, kick 2. Idea. Okay, we only need 1. Wow, that's long. We're turning this off. We're just gonna frick with this. Yeah, I said frick with. Conjoin. Up. Now, this is something I saw another person do once. Let's lower. We're transposing down the tail end of the kick because we're psychos. Sounds hard. Dude, and guess what we just did? We just made a sample. What do you want? Whatever you freaking want. But we're gonna call it bass slash kick B flat. B flat. Stupid Windows. There we go. Alright. Now let's try something else because we're just doing shit. Let's shift, pull this in. Wow, now it's more of a hit. It's honestly sounding more like a kick. See what happens here. That would have been every. This OG kick still sucks though. Let's find a better kick. B. We're in B flat, everybody, so. Kiat. Why do I want to use that? Hearing no, I hear like bump. No. Yeah. Now what if we brought one of these buddy boys over here? We've made gold. We can hang in our talent now. We have created the next big thing. Because we're beautiful. kick bass idea. Let's call it kick bass. Kick bass idea. I don't want that one here, but I kind of like it. And they say do something on the 3rd because that's when you need to get people grooving and moving. I'm kind of cool with that. Might want to finesse it a little, but that's fine. Booyah. Alright, before we end this sessione, so glad this recorded. It's still recording too. That's so epic. Before we end this session, I did want to still finesse this one that we ran away from. I did. I kind of hear like... It sounds like that, you know, super classic song. Let's just repeat it. Okay, I want to cut out the lows because we don't need anything fucking with our lows. There's like a lot of bass in this for some reason. What are we playing? Oh, let's bring in our handy dandy tuner. Tune it up now, y'all. G, G, C, G. Whoa, I'm gonna show you a new other trick that I don't use very often. But let's see what happens. Okay, yeah. I don't feel scared because I can always get it back, so I'm gonna consolidate. You can't really go back from consolidating, just so you know. I know, I don't make the rules. Let's convert harmony. Convert melody. Where'd it go? There it is. Let's see what it does. Cool. Solid. Cool. That is cool. So we've got these funnies, these cutie petits, and we can frick with them now. Do whatever the heck we please. First, don't like the sound. Ableton chose that sound. I did not choose it. I will choose, excuse me. What if we did this? You remember those pad sounds we made earlier? Simpler. What if we used one of those? What if we went into our samples here and we chose, we could choose that. What if we did G to F and we made it shorter? So the issue is this is a G sample. So if we think about it, we need to make it C. So G, we can tune it down or we could tune it up. Let's tune it up. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5. Let's tune it up 5 steps. Here we'll go transpose up 5 steps. I like it, but I still really that kind of has that like bum bum. There's so many songs that something else, like maybe I want to. Do you believe in love at love? Let's duplicate. Let's bring out our serum. See what we can do. Theorem. I duplicated it because I don't know. I just want to see with serum. So I feel like I just need some more going on, you know? It's really my issue here. When in doubt, make an ARP. Guys, I need to get off. I told you I was about to finish, and here I go on a whole nother tangent. Let's see what happens, though. I'm curious, and I know you are too. Here's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's going to be it, but let's see. just like, this is an effect, put a little bit more of an effect vibe on it. I like motion a lot of sound noise. Little saturated direction. Actually, probably more than that. I boosted a lot. I'm getting into a little mixing right now because it's what that's a little loud. It's like just roll it off. All right. Woo! Thanks for being part of this. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, hit me in the Discord. I'll be there for you.